Today I'm going to be reviewing the album Sticks and Stones by New Found Glory, which came out in 2002. And it's actually pretty cool. The concept, like the boy and the girl, they're sticks and stones and they're fighting, but in the end, uh, they love each other, as you can see. And you got a cool picture of the band, and this can be used for a poster if you really want. Um, Definitely the band in their younger days, and that's always fun to see. Even though it's probably their third album, they're already pretty much in the mainstream by now. So I guess I'll get started with the review. Understatement. A very good way to start the album. You get some heavy guitars, a really cool pumping verse. It's like the chorus, the verse is like straight on. It's really strong, and then the verse like it goes into this pre-chorus and it gets really fast, like, and then calms down for the chorus, and it's something you can like mosh to. It's a really cool song, and then the bridge on Understatement gets a really cool like little breakdown where he's got an effect on his voice, and this is a very good way to start the album. The song's incredible, will always be one of my favorite songs by them, and it's great to watch them play it live. And I think it's a single. My Friends Over You, the song they're known for, got great it's got a great rhythm and lead which complement each other. It's kind of mid-tempo, but it works because they keep spurting with like heavy pop punk stuff. And then the chorus is done really well with some nice harmonies and goes back into the verse. It's like the transition is done really nice, and the second verse is the same thing. And then you have this really cool like guitar riffy breakdown, and then you hear some ahs, and like everything I look at says they have some ahs, but those ahs are very toned down by the guitar. I'm not even gonna lie, but it works. Um, and then there's a cool second part of the breakdown with Jordan singing, and it sounds really high, but it works. Like it evens out. Um, and the chorus ends big and strong. Um, like at the end of the song. Sunny could be one of my favorite songs on the album. Starts off with a really cool undistorted riff, and then you hear a really good lead guitar come in, and you hear that riff again repeated for the verse, but it works really nicely. It's a sad verse about you losing somebody. This is probably the most relatable song to lose for losing somebody. And then the chorus is sad but deep, and the song is just full of melody. It's probably the first New Found Glory song like this. It's not like strictly a pop punk song, because you can tell they're into pop punk. It's not like they're just doing it for the fame. They like pop punk music. They play it like a lot, and the song goes into this like one of the best solos I've ever heard. I gotta say, Chad Gilbert. I love his guitar playing. It's crunchy. It's sick. I like Steve's too though. So Sunny is another really good song on this. Something I call Personality. This is filler track, but it works. Starts off with the Blank, actually, something that reminds me of Blank, like as a riff, and then it's like kind of your standard pop punk song, and then there's not really much of a chorus, which was my only problem, but I like the song. I could listen to it. It's just not one of my more favorite songs, so this song honestly could have been better. Hit on Collision. This song's amazing. It's got a great riff, and like it sounds like two lead guitars at the beginning, and it's really slow, but like it's one of those songs that works slow, and then the chorus is great because it just sounds super cool, like him singing low because he's always singing really high, and it's their first like really honestly like a slow song for them. It breaks down, and you hear like really great group vocals at the end. Not like group vocals, but you can hear like double harmony parts while Jordan's singing, and it's another single, and I honestly deserved it. It's really good. It's Been a Summer. This is another filler kind of. It's just your standard pop punk song, and it's got a good breakdown. There's not really much I remember about this one other than it works as good filler. Forget My Name starts off with just your standard pop punk riff, but Jordan's singing really low, and this is one of my favorite songs on the album, I just want to say. And it turns into like a fast pop punk song, but it's not too fast, and the words are about how he was going to kill himself and bye to his friends, but it makes it sound so happy. In the breakdown, just like it's like a sway, and then it leads into the chorus very nicely with the it says like how's it go, that's why I say, and then like the say moves on, and then the chorus is great. It's big, and the harmonies are just right, and the like during the ending when it gets to like the little bridge part, you hear like backing vocals that are really sweet and nice, and this song is very, very great. You should really, honestly, if it were up to me, this would have been one of the singles. And sorry, one sec, I gotta take that. This honestly would have worked as a single. Never Give Up. The only thing I can say is it's standard pop punk, but has a really nice, relaxing chorus. Like it's just kind of like your standard pop punk song, like just kind of like riffy and fast. And then there's really nice melody vocals at the. It's like really nice harmony vocals at the chorus. That's all I really remember, and it's definitely how you can tell that the album's starting to slow down. The Houdini, it starts off with just the Great Houdini, Paul muted parts and him singing, and it sounds kind of like another slower, not slower song, but like you can tell the album's coming to a close. And the chorus is actually really nice. It's not something like you'd listen to every day, but if you're like listening to the album, you're like, oh, this is keeping me invested, and it's slowing down quite nicely. That's what you'd think. Singled Out has a really, really cool like intro. That's actually one of the more memorable parts. But then it comes in strong. Like the album picks up again all of a sudden with some strong, crunchy guitars. Him singing. It's almost a really how do I put it? It's a very alternative type song, and then the chorus is just as good. It's heartfelt. It's big, and uh, the harmony vocals are really nice, and Singled Out is just it's a great place to pick up because honestly, at Never Give Up and Great Houdini, I'm kind of bored with the album. I'm not gonna lie, because it gets boring around this. Bladed, sorry, I can't say anything about this one. We want 12 tracks, so let's make that one. The story so far, perfect song to end the record on. You get this bass, you get this random doom 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 doom, and you're like, it's gonna be boring, and then you hear these beautiful vocal melody from Jordan, and then you hear the guitars coming in. It's really great, and then the pre-chorus comes in, which is the most notable part of the song. It's even better than the chorus. The guitars get crunchy, and it's like still mid-tempo, but it's huge, and the vocals are just coming at you, and it sounds amazing. It's totally relatable, just about being nervous around a girl. And then the chorus is so relaxing and soothing, it like works for the song. And then you're getting the same stuff for the second verse, and then the solo is amazing, probably the second best solo on this album. The only there's not that many solos, but Sonny kind of had a better one, and this album ends on an amazing note. The story so far, it's amazing. Now if you want my overall view of this album, here are the negatives. Okay, once again, same problem with the last album, the filler tracks, but this one was so more worse with it. Like something I call personality work, so I'll let that one pass. But It's Been a Summer, it was kind of generic, and same with Never Give Up, because it was your standard pop punk song until you got to the chorus, and you're kind of bored by then, which makes the Great Houdini kind of uninteresting because they're both kind of like this. And then Bladed's not even memorable, and so I'd give this album about a 4.3, and that's still a pretty good rating. It's just all the filler tracks that I didn't care for, and Understate. Like, here's the thing: if this song had more, not so many like meh filler tracks, I would have thought this was better than the original. It's just the original had a lot more to offer when it came to like more songs that you would love. Like the songs that are the standout tracks on this album are amazing. Understatement, great. My friend, the hits, My Friends Over You, Head On Collision, and those three are great. Forget My Name's amazing, and then The Story So Far. But those are basically the standout tracks on this album, and that's what you'd get, is those songs are probably the best. And that's the thing, when this came around, they were continuing popularity. Like I talked about in one of my Weezer videos, the band will do the same style again for at least a second album to maintain their popularity, and this is probably their most popular album to date. And this was the thing, like Simple Plan and Good Charlotte was coming out, and punk was getting poppier, so this kind of followed that. This is really the only album by New Found Glory where they just kind of do the generic pop punk thing, even though the singles and the standout tracks are great. The filler tracks kind of faltered a little bit. That was my only problem with this album. So 4.3, I'd still pick it up if you're a New Found Glory band. It's like standard New Found Glory music. If you're a pop punk fan, you're gonna like it. But this is great. Pick it up, 4.3. You'll like it.